Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jack on a Journey. My name is Jack, and today we have got the season 3, our second full season, but it's season 3 with AC Milan. We've got transfer updates, what little there were in terms of transfer updates, and one game against Pescaria. We have played a few games. We have also been drawn in the Champions League. We have got Liverpool, Zenit, and Copenhagen. I'm not going to say it's an easy group because I said that before and we've finished bottom before. So I'm not going to say it's an easy group, but we could definitely go through. The board expects us to at least get through the group. And I think we can. We just have to make sure we have to beat Copenhagen and at least beat Zenit once, I would say. And we should be good enough, as my phone vibrates and my phone's right next to the microphone. So I do apologise about that. Right. Transfers. As you can see, not much has happened in terms of transfers. Not many people wanted our players, which is a good thing, I guess you could say. We released a load of players. Romanogli's one. He has retired now, Romanogli. Don't care. And that guy. And then now the only two, a load of youth players went out as well. This guy went on a free, signed a pre-contract with Celta Vigo. Desi, he played a lot in our first season. He's gone to Roma for 3 million. A couple of other players gone out on loan and whatnot. Paulo Serra, the left midfielder, the one we had at Ajax and the one we brought into AC Milan. He has gone to Juventus for £9 million. Not £9 million. That's what he's worth. £15 million. Plus, we have put in 50% of the next sale we've got in there as well. Who put in, it wasn't Juventus that put in, someone put in a bids for him. I can't remember who it was. And he got in a titty saying, I want to leave. Why didn't you accept that offer and whatnot? So I said, look, I'll accept £13 million for you. And he was like, yeah, sound. And then Juventus came in for 14 million. And it was like, all right then. And it was like 15 million and 50%. And they were like, yeah, go on then. So I was like, right, get him off the books and hopefully bring in another player, which we did. But the problem with selling Serra was Donnarumma then became unhappy because we got rid of Serra. But he's not fully unhappy. We said we would improve. Basically, we had to lie to him. Say we would improve the squad. Which we didn't have the money to, if I'm honest. As you saw, we got like 600k transfer budget. So we brought in loads of loanies and this kid from Sao Paulo, a Brazilian kid. And that's all we could do, really. We have got £9 million in the bank, but that was like shitholes in it. Like all the bonuses that the players get, I had to move down to low just so we had some transfer budget. We'll go with the two loanies first. Musa Pala from Schalke on loan. Decent looking player. Playing a centre mid role. We just wanted to bring players in on loan that could either improve the squads, which we couldn't really find many of, or just add depth since we're in the Champions League. And we've done that. He's played 72 times for Turkey. He's played a lot of times for Schalke. He was on loan at Marseille last season where he had a very, very good season. So fingers crossed he can, just do a job for us. Charles Lemairy from Bordeaux, once again on loan. Defensive mids / centre mids. In the same mould, really. Just a backup player that had a bit of squad depth. 2.5 star, 4-star potential from Bordeaux. He came through the Bordeaux ranks. He went on loan to Sevilla last season where he played a lot of times. And Club Brugge the season after that. So he has played regular senior football. We then got Carlos from Real Madrid. Obviously, Asara and Alfie Wilson went back. Both Man United and Atalanta were going to play them. So I was like, fair enough, we need another right back then. Couldn't afford one. So this guy, I was looking at bringing this guy in last season when Sindala was moaning wanting to leave. So I was like, we could do this. But Real Madrid didn't want to sell. So I went back in for this season, put in a loan bid. It is a hefty amount. It's, how much was it? It's 450k a month we're paying to have him on loan. But he is a good right back, and he will, He will fight Sindala for that right back role because they're pretty similar in terms of. I think this guy Carlos is better technically than Sindala. Where is he? There he is. Sindala, better mentally, better defending, better physically, but this guy's more aerially technical. It's, as you can see there, technique's much better, but mentally Sindala is a better player, and they're pretty similar on physical. So it's good that we had another right back. I don't know how good he is compared to Alfie Wilson. I don't know if we'll hopefully he's playing for Man United, because I really wanted him back, and the message popped up when his loan stopped, saying he was sad to leave Milan, which is always good. He's in a similar mould to Alfie Wilson, just a bit more airily, so that's good. He is 5'11", to be fair. He's a full 6 inches higher than Alfie Wilson, so hopefully he can do some wonders for us. And then Leonardos de Oliveira, a replacement for what's his face. I took a major risk on this bloke and didn't even scout him. I saw him pop up on one of the scout reports, but he wasn't scouted, so I was like, right, let's just meet his release clause, which was £9 million, and bring him in. He's 2.5 star, 3.5 star, potential. He could grow into something. It was just another left winger in a similar mould at what Sarah was, unfortunately. And that's it. That is it. That's all that happened when transfers, because we got 600k in the budget. We had to tweak it, and then, like I said, the bonuses had to go and whatnot. But yeah, it's a bit crap, but expected, to say the least. Like I said, we've played a couple of games already in the league. Sassuolo drew them 1-1, Scotta getting a goal, and then we beat Palermo 1-0, Arana getting the goal. But today we are playing Pescara, who I believe got promoted from last season. If we go and look at the season preview, I think we're still favourites to win the league, which I was surprised at. I think if we can win the league without doing much transfers, I've clicked on the wrong thing, that would be incredible. Yeah, 3-1 to win the league. So that would be incredible if we can do that. And fingers crossed. And if we can get far in the Champions League, get a bit of Champions League money in as well, it'll be good. But at the moment, finances aren't looking too great. They're going to get better, but they're just not too great at the moment. I did get an interview before we go into the game. I'll talk and go through as well. This is the team we're going to go with: Donnarumma, Henry, Sek, Luiz, Sindala, Neves and Didi, De Oliveira, Scotto, Pavon and Surma. I did get an interview in the summer. I didn't apply for any jobs, because I was like, right, I'm going to ride this out with AC Milan. It's going to be tough with the transfer window we're going to have. It's going to be tough, but if we can ride it out and win the Champions League with AC Milan, that would be incredible. But we did get a job offer, a job interview with the current Champions League winners, Atletico Madrid. And I was like, I saw it was Atletico Madrid offered me the interview, and I was like, oh, okay, Spain, that'd be good. I managed in Spain a few years ago offline with a League 2 club in Spain and got them promoted and whatnot, but I haven't managed a big club in Spain. And I looked at them, they're a rich club, they clearly had money because they won the Champions League and whatnot, and then I saw that they won the Champions League, and I'm like, that's really kind of cheating, isn't it? If I leave AC Milan for the current Champions League winners, win the Champions League again, and then that will be the series over, and it would just be like, that would be quite a drab end to the series, really. So I was like, no, reject the interview, stay with AC Milan, see what we can do with AC Milan, then we can reevaluate stuff in the summer, because my plans at the moment, not leave AC Milan, because I've never really had a transfer window like that where we couldn't do anything, and everyone that was on our shortlist would just go into different clubs and whatnot, and it was just like really, really annoying. It's like we can't do anything, and we've got 2 injuries there. We're going to have to take them both off. That's annoying, to say the least. Arana's injured again, so we've got no centre attacker mids by the looks of it. Miguel, I have brought in there was a load of players in our under-21s that were out on loan last season, and we looked at it, and there was a load of like 2.5-star players. I was like, we're going to have to bring them into the first team just to get a bit of squad depth, really, and they could do a job for us this season coming off the bench and whatnot. Just because of squad depth, we couldn't afford to bring anyone in, so we had to rely on any good youth players that we could get. And yeah, like I said, they were all 2.5-star. They had a little bit of potential behind them. Miguel was one of them. That's a weird pass. And yeah, they're not going to particularly play too much. That's a penalty, is it? They're not going to particularly play too much, but at least they'll be there for squad depth. And if anyone does get injured, then they can have a run in the side and hopefully be happy with that. The referee still hasn't decided about the penalty. It's going to be a penalty. Thank you very much. Surma wins it. Is Pavon on the bench? I think that's Pavon. Is it Pavon? It is Pavon. Taking the penalty, and he misses. Right, okay. So now our penalty taker can't even score penalties. It's usually Kusans who misses the penalties. This is a joke. Absolute joke. The last couple of games we've been playing like this, like, they're all over us. They are dominating us. We just haven't... Everything's been a bit lackluster, like a lackluster summer transfer window, a lackluster start to the season. Everything's just been a bit sluggish and a bit horrible. But I like that. Like I was saying just now, I've never had a transfer window like that ever, I don't think. Not one that I can remember, where we just couldn't do anything. Obviously, you have transfer windows where... Actually, you have transfer windows where you don't have money in like the lower leagues and whatnot. I've done it again. Where's Al Hassan? And I keep on losing my trail of thought. But you can get players in on free and whatnot if you don't have the money. But we're AC Milan. Like, the players who go out on a free just aren't good enough. They're like old and not good enough. So we could not bring anyone in except for loan players on the cheap kind of thing. Because we had wage budget, we just didn't have transfer budget. And like I said, losing everyone who were on our shortlist. Al Hassan has put us 1-0 up. Losing everyone who was on our shortlist pretty much. And it was just like, I can't do anything to prevent this. This is horrible. Because obviously, usually you still have like £30 million to spend. And I know I've done things on the Never Never, which does reduce your transfer budget. But not to an extent where it's like the Never Never and the financial situation has messed us up so bad, where we literally had 600 grand to spend from the start. And I like to do my business before the transfer window opens so we can get the players in at the earliest possible moment. I just couldn't do that. And it was just mental, absolutely mental. But I really enjoyed it. It was a weird situation to be in. I don't know how to really explain it in terms of you just had to be there. Like, all I was doing is hitting continue. Oh, this team's putting a bid for one of the strikers that you really, really wanted. Oh, look, he's gone. You couldn't do anything about that. Unlucky, mate. 2-0 Valenta. Surma's got 2 goals from the right wing. Interesting. He's like, yeah, unlucky, mate. Another one of your transfer targets gone. Oh, that youth prospect you were looking at? Nah, he's gone, mate. He's gone. He's gone to Dortmund or something like that. It was just like, what on earth is going on? But then I was thinking, if we can win trophies this year, like the team's a year older, like players are declining in terms of star rating because they're getting old. Like Ruben Neves and Ndidi are now 3-star. They were both 2.5 star. They were both 3.5 star. They're now 3-star. They're now declining because of their age, and it's just like, this is mental. I can't do anything about this. It was just crazy, to say the least. Come on, boys, just hold out for the last minute or so. I think we are. That should be that, hopefully. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've won the game just about. Another lackluster performance from the team. Like I said, expected. Well, not expected, but it's not any different than what we've done in the previous 2 games. Hopefully we can sort ourselves out before the Champions League. The one thing that is good is we're not playing well. Like Pescara, bottom of the league, lost all their 3 games. They equalled us, but we're still picking up wins. Or points, anyway. So we're still staying up there, which can only be a good thing. 1 to 3 days, 3 to 5 days. That's not too bad. We're on an international break now, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be an interesting season. Obviously, I think we're going to have to do well in the Champions League to get money in, hopefully for January, and maybe sort these finances out. I would say I am to blame. Like, you know, never helps. Never helps the club. But now that we're in the Champions League, if we were in the Champions League last season, we would have got all the money and whatnot, and it would have been good. But now that we're in the Champions League this season, hopefully we can do well. We're going to get money in, and fingers crossed, in January, we still got £9 million to spend. In January, we can do a job. And get some more quality players and players that maybe want to leave. And also, we might have to rely on, if we don't win the Champions League this season, obviously we're going to do it next season, we might have to rely on picking some really, really good players up who've got 6 months left on their contract on a free. And that's something that I've already started. I've already started looking at the players who've got a year left on their contract and seeing who could make a difference next season if we need them. A bit like Arana, like he's come in. He was one of our best players last season. He's a bit injury prone, I know, but he's done a job, which is fantastic. Fingers crossed we can pick a couple of more people like that, because that would be excellent. But if you did like that, please leave a like on the episode, subscribe if you are new or you haven't done so already, and I shall see you again in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.